I really think, do you mind? A little bit. Thanks.
I'll let you know.
I know. I really think you gotta, like we talked about 1,000 episodes.
Gotta be in it to win it.
I think
Gotta be in it to win it.
But you gotta be around. I think if someone they pop in on you and whenever. Like they pop in on you episode 69. Then they pop in again on you. Well, when they decide to go pop in again on you, whether it's 5 years, 7 years,
right.
Episode 690. They pop in on you and you're still around. I think that's what takes it next level. But like you said, like consistency.
Yeah. That's what life's about.
That's a fact. Let's get this thing started. Episode 69. Damn, I should have made the copy and used that for my gavel for the night. Next time.
Just breaking shit.
Beautiful people. Welcome, episode 69. Sexpisode 69. I want to come out the gate and I'm going to shout out El Chapo's wife for saying like she had no idea of any criminal activity. Salute.
Okay. But she may not have.
I believe her.
She may have.
No, she
may not have. It doesn't matter. But
no,
like
she didn't.
It doesn't just because you're married to somebody doesn't necessarily like like if you choose to just look the other way. I'm not saying
Pardon me.
But if you choose to look the other way, I'm saying she probably chose to. If she didn't know, she chose to look away.
Sure, like Carmela.
Yes.
In The Sopranos.
So
like, look, he ain't left.
Right. So I mean, but like,
that's why I was like, bet that's what you not. I mean, yeah. What else did you expect her to say?
Right.
That's. I think that's. I don't know. It just. It was worth the salute. Like,
there were both people on both sides of it.
I wonder how they met. I gotta watch that Netflix documentary. I'll save it for afterthoughts.
Okay.
Where I'm going with that. Episode 69. Where were we when we were reading the casual encounters on
It was I honestly
Were we upstate? Oh no, we're coming back from Canada.
Yeah, so we were upstate.
Right. I forget where we stopped.
I have no idea. Like, I don't think I would remember it if you...
I'd remember. It's gonna come. It was a college town. It's gonna come to me. But I don't even know how we...
It was a college town.
Right.
Like, near... Was it... It wasn't the college
town. Was it Ithaca? No. I'm trying to think.
I don't know. It was new to me, but...
It'll come to me when I see the college. I'll remember. Okay. Anyway, I don't even know what got us there. Like, I forget, how did we get to
either.
The casual encounters section on Craigslist?
I think it was just because of the type of town it was.
Oh, talking about like people meeting on the internet or some shit.
I honestly don't know, but I felt like I think it came up because the town was like sketchy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Sketchy.
No doubt. Some shit where you look like you met on
What
Craigslist.
Year is it?
Yeah, like it looked like AIM. It looked like that age of the internet when meeting somebody on the internet was sketchy. Like, you don't want to meet anybody from around here.
Yeah. Yes.
When is it okay to pull the trigger? I guess that's the crazy shit. That's the crazy shit about the internet. It's because you really know the vibes. Like, you know the vibes. Like when it's a weird. Like, the right DM is getting answered, obviously. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it's like, oh, you see that? You might, before you open the shit, you're like, oh, shit. And you click, and it's on from there. So, I guess you know the vibes. I was going to say, like, no?
Maybe. But I feel like, of course, sometimes, obviously. but like, I feel like some people just like overdo it. You know what I mean? Like
jumping out there.
Yeah, for everything. Like they just trying to catch any fish. Just throwing bait out everywhere.
I think as a man, you go through that in your life, because I can't say I've never been there. I mean, I'm a seasoned veteran now, so at this point, like, you can't just be jumping in wild DMs. Like, that's crazy. I mean, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like what you DMing somebody about?
Right.
Like,
right.
Like, ain't nothing like your DM should be inactive.
Weird. Yeah.
Speaking of the other end of it, right? Like, as far as when you do, like, you know what? I'm gonna meet somebody. When do you think is like an appropriate time after a breakup? Because that's the weird shit about the internet is you see like. You could see someone with in a long-term relationship, they go dark for like 3 months. Next thing you know, boom! Like, wait, you be like, wait, you're not married? You're not married no more? Like, right. Right. So with that being said, I respect. I think the good ones are never single, if that makes sense. Like the good ones in a relationship is gonna roll over. Like. If you're meant to be in love, you're gonna be in love. If you're meant to be in a relationship, you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna mesh with somebody if you love to love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So you're not gonna.
That makes sense.
And if you single for 2 years that's when you might shotgun. Like, all right, I'm going for it. Fuck it. Right. So, but my question is, because like I said, you see it, right? So some shit I'll be like, damn, again? Like, damn, we've been on the internet about 12 years now. This is
seriously. Like, nah.
So when's an appropriate time?
Wait.
I think like 6 weeks.
What did I miss?
Yeah, right. Facts. That's when you gotta click, like, am I bugging?
Right.
And when you decide to go in the wormhole, that's when shit's like, all right, now, like,
I'm doing
do I got 5 minutes? Like, let me, I gotta figure this shit out, because this is just gonna be confusing.
But it's so
easy
to figure it out,
6 weeks?
too. What's inappropriate? I don't think there is a time.
If me and you didn't work out, I'd never post another. You can't ever. I'd never post on the internet again. Like, I can't post me with another girl. Like, no, you can't. It's over.
Right.
I'm 30. Like, this is no. So when I think like, so for me personally, it would be never again. But I guess for the regular person out there who just does the relationship thing, I say you gotta wait like 6 months. To post on the internet is crazy to me. I think people don't value it like I value. Like, you value, like...
No. I think people kind of fake value it. Because they're like...
That's when you
Facebook
pump,
official.
Yeah, when you pump fake too soon. And, like, your aunt comments, like, who's the new guy?
Right. Right.
So, like, when everyone's thinking it... So that's when you jump out there. So when is the appropriate time though?
I have no idea.
I guess we gotta.
I guess we gotta.
We'll take that one to the polls.
Yeah.
You know, and I know this is Sexpisode 69, and I don't. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? That we're just a regular podcast. We're not like a kinky podcast. So I don't want to jump out the window because I could take it there. You know. But I wanna, so I'm gonna just get the ball rolling. When was the first time I saw sex on TV? Was I know it was just real sex. Like what my intro to like, my intro to the other side. Like when I saw women confessing. What am I, like 9?
Right.
When I saw women confessing in the back of taxi cabs, I'm like, oh shit. Right? But I mean,
it was like eye opening.
Right. But it didn't make sense. And then at like 14, then it was like, no, all right, it's been long enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was like, real sex was like my intro to the other side. Like, okay.
Yeah, like, that was HBO or Cinemax?
HBO. We didn't get Cinemax.
We got Cinemax. So Cinemax.
That sounds mad old, right? And dated. But I think now, like, that sounds crazy. Like, to hear you say it's like, damn, we've been in the game so long, we canceled our cable years ago, like, right? So, I think about, like, having the internet now. Oh my God, that'd be crazy.
You'd have been on it, like,
then at like 9,
right?
Like, that's sick.
Whatever you want.
That's kind of sick. Like, when
you can look up anything.
I saw what I know. It just got scary. That's why I'm moving on. The internet's a dark place. If you spend enough time there.
Can be.
It was something. What was I just gonna? Okay, I won't go there. I was gonna on the better side of things. I looked at I was looking at the big boy on the radio, whatever it is. I think I sent you a clip of it of Gucci and his wife.
Yeah.
And I was thinking
just Gucci about his wife.
Right. That's all I see. Shit like certain, and that's where I'm going with this. I like to see that Gucci is like. Well, let me play the clip first. They were talking about like their wedding.
Enjoyed the environment, the atmosphere, everybody just coming together and being happy. You know what I'm saying? To see my wife happy.
So when I was watching this, I started to think like.
It's beautiful. Love it.
How do you keep a happy wife?
It's all about the money.
Straight up.
No, I'm serious.
I'm gonna say that. So how so?
You know, we got 2 incomes. My wife is rich as hell. I heard that.
Boss.
But I feel like
Swish.
for me, it's just, I would have never got married if I wasn't.
That's when I got to get my at the real message.
I want to be rich. I want to be married. If you ain't got no money, why would you even want to be married? I would never want to be broke and married. Hell no.
What about love?
Yeah, you want to be in love, but if you don't got no money, what you gonna pay the bill?
Right, so I'm listening to this and I started to think like, see, you go through that process of the court is in session. You go through that process of relationships and the good, the bad, everything in between, the learning experience. But when you come to that point in your life when things get serious, like from the process of the other side of like, to all everything you go through to when you're like, you know what, I want to be committed. And with when you're at that point, when I heard that, I was like, see, it's not necessarily about the money. I think it's more. Anyway, even though he says money and rich as hell, I think he means like that place in your life where rich doesn't always mean money. Rich is like, it's good. You don't come there with problems. He's like, We got 2 incomes. We're both doing our thing. What I take that as, maybe if he goes, I'll let him finish. Yeah, like the same. You have the same goal, like common goal.
And like not worrying about.
Be broke, married, and happy. You can't.
I totally get it.
Right. So
if the more money you have, the easier it is to like get along. Like people fight over money.
I think.
I mean, it's a like different.
No, I know what you mean. But I think that shit starts at the wedding, and I think it comes down. I think that's the basis of like relationships. It's like that, those little things, and asking those little questions, like from the wedding, right? If you don't want like 3,000 people, well, 3,000 is a lot of people. If you don't want like 300 people, like to me, like 9 people is like, damn, you had a lot of people there. Like I don't know that many people, right? So I think that's where it starts. It spirals. It's like these wild expectations of that. Like marriage is not 300 people in a respectfully. It's not in a, you know what I'm saying? I think like the most important part of the marriage is like the photographer, like catching the 2 people, catching the moment. It's not about the antics of it, right? But it really comes down, and like you said, people do have. I think it comes down to like money and stupid shit.
Yeah, and then they're having.
If the money could break you up, you never had it.
And then you're not. Then you don't have any money because you go into debt to have a wedding. And then you don't have money, and then you're stressing over money, and then it's just a bad start. I feel like
I saw
sometimes, and parents pay for weddings and stuff, but like I don't know. It just seems. I don't know.
I saw That's where I saw a. I don't know who the Indian billionaire is, but the guy that had. His dad's net worth is $43 billion. So they had Beyonce perform at the wedding, right? And I was thinking, like, God damn, for you to have Beyonce perform at your wedding, like, I was just like, I'm like, where do you go from there? Like, how can the next day just be regular? Like, how can you? I mean, I get it. That's one hell of a party. That's one hell of a get together, a bash. But I'm like, what? That's setting a. I think marriage is like marriage is like, we came a long way from real sex. That's what I was just thinking about. But marriage is like it's a marathon.
Yeah, it's like
if you come out the gate out of a fucking cannon, I think you never get to that. Like, it's like, it's like classic momentum. Like, what goes up must come down, and I think you gotta go through the low. Yeah. The process, like, I think actually Jerry Seinfeld described it. He described that shit as like a roller coaster or some shit. I forget. I think it was like Wally's album or some shit. Do you remember that? No.
Vaguely, but my vaguely is like 0.10 seconds of conversation.
Sure, you'd have to play it to remember.
Right, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, after I hear that entire thing. Because my memory is great like that.
Never mind. I'll
for
say
things like that.
Women have selective memory, but that's another story for another day.
I don't need to retain Seinfeld information.
Nah, but that's why
right now I need it, but I'm like, it's really not that important to my brain, you know?
I wanted to look this up. Nigeria, it's mad random, but I just thought about it. Nigeria had bronze statues. The wedding was in India, so it just made me think, like, was that India? But some Europeans stole statues from Africa years ago, like centuries ago. Nigeria wants them back, right? Okay. Like, hold on, you had this shit in your museum. Actually, no, return to owner. We're not doing that. You guys stole those. Like, we got the internet now. We're not rolling, right? So, I actually, on their scale, what's gonna happen with that? Hey, give it to them. I don't know. If you really stole it, like, nah, bro, it's like property. Like, how they looking at it? Like, all right. I started to think about, like, could you imagine if an ex called you after years? It was like, hey, I can't even imagine what you were like. My MacBook, like, hey, that MacBook I left at your crib.
I need that back.
I mean, this is actually my MacBook. There's not going to be no tell-all book. Like, that nigga's been using this podcast. Been using my MacBook for 69 episodes now. No, seriously, but like, could you imagine the MacBook? Like, don't ever call here again. What are you talking about? Like, what?
Like centuries ago?
See, but that I respect it. Like, if you got it in your museum as a country, I'm just talking about like a regular person. Like, yo, that hoodie. If you call someone for after 2 years, like, yo, that hoodie you got, fam, I'm gonna need that back. What? Who is this? Yeah. That's mad funny. What about the woman that sued her ex for stretching out her box?
Okay. I have a lot to say about this. I mean, not a whole lot.
Shit, you pulled out your notes for this one?
First of all, before you even allow someone to attempt to stretch out your box, you know what you're getting yourself.
Mm-hmm. You know what you're getting yourself into. You know what's getting into you.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So
that's like smoking cigarettes and then suing for lung cancer.
Like, you knew what I was doing to your insides. Like, but the vagina is resilient, isn't it? Won't it?
That's not his fault.
Oh, she had to get reconstructive surgery,
bitch,
which cost $9 bands.
You got other issues. Did she
And it's another story. Maybe we'll save this for 169. But I was thinking, like, you got to start calculating mileage of dick. Pause. Like, I'm like, hold on now, like, you might have other problems. Like, I don't know. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, bitch. Nah.
Like, why me?
Nah.
Like, like, why me? Like, why? No, like, I'm not rolling. Like,
no, that's crazy.
You wasn't a virgin when I met you. I don't know what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but even if you were,
rolling.
like, it wasn't
True.
like you were like, oh my god, surprise, it's this big.
Right,
like,
and that.
Nah, you
like,
saw it, you felt it,
but
you
then again,
did it.
Then again, though, if you did a lot for your men really, well, not men. You could change a person's life. You know what I'm saying? Like, some women, you meet a man, that person changes you. So I guess, like, if on the other end, it would be kind of lit for him to be like, no, go back to the way I met you. Like, fresh start. You know what? We never met. Fuck it. Do you? I mean, 9 bands is crazy. 9 bands is wild, but it's almost like that's like you want your ring back? No, you're not rolling. Okay. I tried to. I don't play devil's advocate.
No.
But I was like.
No, like what? I don't understand how that would ever.
No, I'd be like, I mean, I know that I couldn't imagine getting court papers. Like, I would be like, is she dead ass? No. Like, the first day of court, like, I would be like, yeah, the first day of court, I would be like, are we dead ass?
Is this a joke?
Like,
is this a fucking joke?
Yeah, you're right. There is no case
joke.
to be made.
It's all a joke.
Apparently. I want to know, I think we talked about this actually. What's worse? Like, see, and that's a part like the nude game and all this other shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like too paranoid to even send you nudes in the middle of the day. Now, I'm in too many group chats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, it's just like, it's too risky. The internet's too... So we'll see it when we get home. Like, like, look, I've come too far. The real thing's better anyway. But what's worse? Like, would it be worse to share a Pornhub video on, like... Why does Pornhub have, like, a share button? I haven't...
They do?
I believe... That's what I was going to say. I haven't been there in a while. Obviously, occasionally you stumble across porn and you're in my internet wormhole. Right? But, like, why would you ever want to share this to...
Right.
Maybe Twitter like, in, like, the early... I don't know why you would. That's pretty
weird.
Faded and X-rated.
It's weird.
Maybe that's why Tumblr's taking all their content down. Like, there's some wild shit going on here, right? So... And I didn't make sense until just now, so... Like, yeah, why would you share some shit to social media? But if you did, fine, I respect it. The button's there. It's the internet. It's a crazy place. But could you imagine sharing it? Like, sending a nude to the wrong person. I don't know how it would happen, but it could happen. Could you imagine sending that shit to, like, a group chat?
No. Like, nah.
That would be... Like, I don't give a fuck how good your nudes look. Like, I would be like, damn. If I sat my dick across this table and still, like, and sent that, like, I'd be like, let me send this to my girl in the middle of the day. Like, whoop. And then you go, and you're like, wait, hold on, not others. Like, I don't, that's probably not good.
That's gotta be like...
Yeah, that may be worse, because, like, social media, the internet, you can delete it. Like, you put that shit up 9 hours ago, you can be like, oh, shit.
It's just
if that
porn.
shit went to somebody else's phone...
If it's you are the porn.
But
you're the porn.
Right. So, but if you... I guess
like
in the
group chat?
In the wrong or right group chat.
Twitter? Nobody fucking knows you. Nobody knows you.
This is
3 out of however many thousands of people.
True. And then you got time to delete it. I saw a video of a dude. I forget what the caption was. Like, side dude falls out of what 3rd story window. Like, some wild shit. Like, I guess the husband came home. He jumped out the window. Or he was hanging. Yeah. Did I send that to you?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
He was hanging out the window, ass naked. And I'm like, damn, bro.
And fell.
First of all,
did he live?
If R. Kelly taught you nothing, besides all creep shit aside, if he taught you nothing, if you desperate, go in the closet or some shit, bro. Like Biggie, what was Big? See, Big took it to extreme. Put a ski mask on, tied motherfucker.
I don't remember. I just remember both of them doing like I fucking hated those songs. Like, please stop fucking rapping a goddamn soap opera.
Oh wow, R. Kelly had a couple of those.
A soap opera.
Yeah, the download.
Like,
right.
Stop.
But
I
respected the music.
Stop it.
I respected the music.
Stop it.
You gotta love download. That was fire. And Story to Tell was fire. But see now, look, this is a 2-part.
Okay. All right.
Perspective here.
Okay.
It was fire upon hearing it. Now, as a man, as a 30-year-old man, like you can't like to hear a Story to Tell is like, yeah, all right. Okay. You know, like keep it on the down. When that shit comes on my shuffle, I'm like, yeah, all right. Take this shit out of my iTunes. You know what I'm saying? Like shit changed. So I just want to be
different. Like,
right.
I'll like that's a song and then it'll say something, and I'm like,
god damn.
What?
Like that's why I don't listen to Trey Songz. Trey Songz, you start listening to shit, you vibing like, girl, you know you did wrong.
Right.
Got up in the club and you left your man.
Yeah,
like nigga, what? Like he's singing in my ear, and you're not gonna sing in my ear about fucking my broad, bro. Like I'm sorry, I'm not letting you do it. You won't get one more stream. In fact, I should report this as spam. Like I should say you stole this beat or something, and they pull this shit off iTunes. Like what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So I want to be very clear. The content totally changed, but as the music is fire. But then when you think about it, like to see that dude, I wasn't thinking like hope he falls. Like, but I was thinking like. Now look at your ass. You was in there. You was too pussy that I tell you, like earlier.
You at least stand up to
I would
him.
never be in a married woman's house. First of all, like, see, that's why I'm like, yeah, all right, because you you gotta get shot respectfully, right?
Yeah.
Not even allegedly, respectfully, like, nah.
Not even respectfully.
Right. So, when you think about like that whole
scenario,
like, nah, I'm not rolling. So the music like that actually did change. And even when I hear rappers talk about like, nah, you gotta fuck the whole crew, I'm like, nah, bro, I don't even want nobody follow my girl's Instagram. Like, you know, you gotta check. Occasionally, you gotta go through the followers. Like, all right, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, hold on. Let me look at this count. This count good.
What was that?
Right? You know, that's another thing I didn't have on my list. But I thought about that with social media, and I don't have it on my list for today.
Okay.
But it's on my list of relationship deal breakers for our March Madness bracket. Is social media. I think that's a lot of like if you're out there searching for sister wives, right? It's only how many you shoot out 2 DMs, you going over 2. You shoot out 10, you going 3 for, I don't know, whatever your ratio is, right? Women will have to shoot out 0 DMs. I feel like I see like women with a consistent enough post. It's just a matter of time. Like it's some weird shit. Like with a certain demographic. Yeah. I feel like with a certain, if you post like the beach selfie and you're going out to drinks and in the parking lot and like the 6 a.m. train, like it's I feel like as a woman, you're like 10 times a day you're eligible. Like you're I think that's weird in relationships. It's like, damn, when you know what I'm saying, you think about like the whole aspect of social media and being in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's
too like there's too many factors.
I mean,
for most people to be able to handle it, you know, like most people can't handle. We talked about this on was it the marriage episode when we talked about the cruise and that guy, like, another story, but
take us there.
The guy that was like feeling up that girl on the cruise, and like I didn't even see it, and you saw it, and you were like, some guys just can't. Like it. Let's say they were.
We wet snitching?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were wet snitching.
I just want to be clear.
But you said something about like some guy. Oh. You said some guys can't listen, like they listen to this brain or this.
Oh! You got to think with your dick. It just happens. Every man. Yeah. I can't speak for every. I've been there.
Yeah.
You just think with your dick. It just
right.
Can't say it's responsible, but you check
right.
it. So I remember the girl. Like I remember seeing it and I was like, she's on the prowl. You see that? Like I was like, like those eyes don't lie. See those eyes?
Like some people can't handle certain things, and some people are like,
I also noticed some weird shit on the internet, and I'm gonna, like, I think about real life, and I think about like the shit I actually see, the crazy shit I see. I don't think to like record it. Like I'm in the moment, like, wow, like that's crazy. Yeah. I'm not like, let me share this with the world, right? So I like. People that film people, like if you're walking to the DMV parking lot, you see a car rocking. Wasn't that on the vans in the old days? If this van's rocking, don't come knocking. Maybe that's in my brain. But when I see people like film people in cars, like, hey, what are you doing? Like you can't do that here. And I'm like, yo, bro, like how you know what they got going on? Like, like you could, when you're in the moment,
leave them alone.
Like, leave them alone. Like when you're. Even though car sex is trash, I respect if you're at that stage in your relationship where that still works for you.
Go right ahead.
Salute to your spontaneity. Is that how you say that?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
I think I read that somewhere. What was I gonna? And speaking of social media, even though I said I wasn't gonna bring it up, Meek had some wild tweets, but. I guess I gotta read Meek's tweets to get there. He said it in the song with Cardi. He said he let a bad bitch spit in his mouth. Oh. And he took I gotta pull it up. I was gonna say the bar, but there you go. There it is. And Meek took a lot of heat for that, right? And I'm like, yo, bro. Like I look at and I don't take the internet too serious, even though I bring it up all the time because I'm the internet OG. But I really, like I say, it's a sense of like. What's really in that brain of people? Like if he said that in a crowd of 10 people, nobody's probably gonna say anything to him. On the internet, all 10 people got a fucking opinion about it. 7 of them will tell you. You know what I'm saying? So I saw it and I saw him taking some heat, and I'm like, yo, if your girl wants her eyeballs licked, you gotta do it. Like you gotta do it, but.
You kind of gotta try.
Yeah, you gotta try. If it doesn't, look. Right. See, that's why. Speaking for me, right? I can't speak for everybody. Everybody has limits. I don't have any limits. Like, if that's what you into tonight, we're rolling, right? So, I was looking at when I was I was getting like themes for the episode. I was like, I think there's one, right? Like, I don't think there's limits, but that's just me. Like, because I know in real life, like nothing. I mean, what's going on in Dubai? Like, we don't get into any crazy shit. But anything like regular in the regular wheelhouse. Like, if you got to go to Urban Dictionary for some kinky shit, I'm probably out. Like, once we talk about like like wild shit, but like Craigslist. What is that?
Casual encounter. Yeah,
casual encounter shit. No, casual encounter shit. Like, my imagination's enough. But I don't know. I think you got to try anything at least twice in your life. I mean, respectfully.
Unless you hate it the first time.
Unless it's completely out of line. I think that's it.
Did we want to talk about, I can't say her name.
No, that's depressing. It's Sexpisode 69.
Okay.
Cyntoia Brown.
Well, we talked about
sex is what got her into this mess.
I know. That's why I thought it was,
Oh, this took a turn. I guess. I forget. I was going to... No, it wasn't the R. Kelly portion. It was going to go dark.
Yeah, I felt like we
meant... But I guess. Fuck it. We're rolling.
Fuck it.
Was that last episode we talked about? Yeah. It was. Wow. All right, okay,
we were gonna watch the documentary. That's a nice turnaround. And we did.
I like being around twice a week. And I know this is Sexpisode 69, but I like that we're gonna have a real conversation and no games, no gimmicks. Like once I said fuck it, then I feel like, all right, yeah, let's get into something we really care about. Cause sex is real. Like, sex is real life. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't make up some shit for the internet. It just doesn't. But anywho, Cyntoia Brown. Watching, and I'm glad also when we talked about it, we didn't. I removed myself from a lot of opinion because I wasn't sure. I'm like, look,
we didn't know anything about the story.
I didn't read. I literally read like 2 articles.
Right.
And a fucking passage.
A headline.
Right, a passage on. And that was another one of Meek tweets also. Since we're there. I read a passage of Wikipedia, whatever the fuck that was. Right. We read live, right?
But the Meek thing you saw right before I was like, we need to watch the.
I thought we saw it. I thought I saw it after.
Maybe.
Oh no! I think we were like you said we need to watch it.
We need to watch
and
it.
I was like, oh
and
yeah,
we watched it like now.
Yeah, right. And
like
I was like,
right after. Okay.
But so we went to do our due diligence. You had to be there. That's why you should subscribe. And I gotta tell you before we even get into it. Like 7 minutes in, I was like, do we have to finish this? And you were like, yes. And I was like, I know this is like.
I just needed to see a little bit more, but I'm glad that I watched a little bit more. Like,
I hate to use the term.
a shitty documentary. Like from like it was like a documentary the way you used to imagine a documentary.
You mean the quality? It was like on VHS.
I struggle watching movies that old.
Really?
Like
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I don't like old movies because I'm like, oh god.
I forgot about your.
My what? What is that?
Sonically.
My crazy hat?
No. That was my sonic waves. Sonically. Respectfully, you're not fond of bad sounds.
No, I'm not fond of bad sounds. But
right. So that's why I said
everything is bad.
I don't mind it.
Movie.
Right. Anyway, so that like some shit that would be on VHS. It's like cool. It's like nostalgic almost to me. It's like, okay, this it lets me know like, okay, this was
I'm like, ugh,
12
like
years
20
ago.
years old.
Yeah, right. That's some crazy shit that it was 2000 like
she's
6.
5 years younger than me. And she's 31.
Yeah.
Like
that's some shit.
Now. And she just got sentenced and she was 16 when it happened.
But
that's fucking nuts.
See, that's the other thing. I looked at the video quality, right?
Right.
And I'm thinking like, damn, that wasn't. In my mind, it feels like it wasn't that long ago from that. But I'm thinking also like, damn, this was 12 years ago.
Right.
Like I'm like, even if they let her out today, like the mayor or the governor or whoever of Tennessee says, you know what, you serve your time. Let's chalk it up as even. You still did 12 years. Or say, well, I guess if they chalk it up as even, the 12 years is whatever. But say they were like, you know what, we're going to overturn the case, not guilty. You did 12 years. Right? And I get, and watching after, I guess if we're going to chalk it even, it's got to happen now. But like, I'm like 51 years. Like, come, like, that's my problem with with this system is like, I feel like, why are we not using our brains as humans? Like, what are these fucking, what's on this paper really doesn't mean that much to me in a podcast episode that's whatever. Wait, this doesn't affect anyone's life. What's on this paper, like, should not, like, in front of you, like, up on the paper, no. How about the human? Right. Like, how about the person? Like, how about the situation? Like, how about the history? How about what's going on? How about this? What's actually going on? What's actually going on? Not what's in these. I don't give a fuck if George Washington wrote that himself. That was. That's what I'm saying. If Bill Clinton wrote, like, we gotta be like, all right, hold on.
Shit may have changed.
Yeah, hold on. Let's think about this. It's been 20 years.
Right, like something will be different.
Yeah, well, the world's a little different now. You know what I'm saying?
Evolving.
Yeah, it's constantly evolving. What's going on today? Right? So even overall, if you're going to look at time, you got to look at the person. And that's what, all that being said, I said all that to say, I do not agree. and I didn't have an opinion about it, but now I do. I don't agree that this girl should be, and where, you know what I'm saying, I can't look at her like she's 16 anymore, because she's not 16, she's 31,
right.
or 30, 31. I'm like, this ain't right. we're not looking at, and I don't even look at it like, and she's smart.
Right.
She was smart as a kid. I look at her. We're the same age. So when she was 16, I was 16, and I'm like, that wouldn't even have been my answer. Like, very intricate answers, very detailed. You know what I'm saying?
Very, like, I feel like socially not as intelligent.
But she's also,
because of her experiences.
That's what I was gonna say. Her experiences, and then it's like her experiences in her early life, and then jail, and that's her second half. What her social interactions are different. I listen to her with like different ears.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? Like,
she's
so
just different.
Right, exactly. So I look at that like, my opinion on the internet. What does it mean? It's nothing. Right. A judge was behind this. The guy whose opinion means someone's life.
Right. Matters.
Right. He didn't even go outside. I'm like, what is the?
Who, like, what? Does anybody care?
Right. Does anybody, and watching the documentary, getting into it, when you see her mom and you hear the parents and you start to think like, damn, you know, I'm not saying she was doomed from the start, but it's like in those hands from the start to finish. You know what I'm saying? And that's more of a reason where it's like, at the time when you look at a 16-year-old kid, you got to take that into consideration.
Yeah.
You got to really think like, and to pause on the actual case of Cyntoia Brown, and I don't have a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14. I don't have a teenage kid. Right. But I feel, and this, in hindsight, it's always 2020. So I mean this respectfully. I feel like with a couple, like hearing what she said, hearing the words of like she made a list of men she had sex with, and why she thought she had to. She said she watched porn. Where she got it from, her idea of sex, when she watched porn. They just, like, when I say I watched real sex, my parents actually talked to me and explained, you know what I'm saying? It's not like I saw it on the internet and just... Right. My parents explained, I knew the difference between real life and...
She saw porn and
really assumed like if a man asks for sex, you just do it, get through it. And that's another one, and the creepy shit, we gotta give out the nasty award where I'll grab my gavel, is that like if a girl cries during sex, it's over. I'm sorry. And the crazy shit is, even like, you know the good cry, like you know the like... Right. You know the vibes. Right. I say you know the vibes in the room before sex. I don't give a fuck if you, because I've been a man my whole life. So I don't give a fuck if you 9, 14, 30, 60. You know the vibes. Like, nah, I'm not that much of a creep where you keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
she had a bunch of
right. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So
she wasn't.
Right. So nasty award given out to the men, obviously, because they know you're doing it in sex at that point, right? But with her, and that's why I'm like, her idea of what it was like now. And when her stepmom, respectfully again, so like, where was I? I'm like, yeah, you was, even if you wasn't around. My parents worked 3 to 11. That's how I got into half of the shit I was into. You know what I'm saying? 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. for like a 13-year-old, 12-year-old.
It's
like,
gold.
That was gold. That was money. You know the shit that happens by 10:30 and I'm in the house? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be to Jersey and back by 10:30 from the morning when you know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean, where like a couple conversations, I think, changes that. Like a couple, like, what happened?
There were a lot of,
and you can't expect. I think you can't expect a kid to come to you with that shit. I think you got to go to the kid, like, and it's pivotal moments, and that's why I say you a judge and
pay attention.
Right, you got to.
Everybody needs to pay attention.
100%.
Like
100%.
Everybody needs to pay attention.
100%. And as far as back where we were, as far as Cyntoia Brown, like I actually do, even without knowing anything. I won't say without knowing anything. I didn't even know the situation, right? Even seeing that she was selling sex, right? That's where you also got to look at it like, yo, he was a 43-year-old man, like,
right?
He knew what the fuck if you didn't even want to take her benefit of the doubt, he knew what the fuck he was doing, and even if he,
although,
what?
Like I feel like I saw a headline that said like, 16-year-old kills somebody.
Right, right.
Like, basically making...
I know she wasn't a victim.
Her out to be the bad guy.
Right. Oh no. I see. That's what I was gonna... It's like a two-part thing.
She was soliciting sex to... I forget.
That's why we talked about, like, you can't... That's why you gotta actually read it. You can't let the headline just dictate how you feel about it. Because I saw both... At first, I was like... When you see, like, 16-year-old...
It depends on who writes it.
Right. 16-year-old killed a man...
Right.
That was soliciting sex. You're like, damn, why is she in jail? 51 years. Like, what the fuck? And then you read it and see it was like she was selling sex and she was there. And then you're like...
Well,
like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then so you feel... I felt both ways about it.
Yep.
In that same series, and then watching the whole, and then seeing the whole thing on the spectrum, then I'm like, oh, okay. Look, it was person, place, and thing. I believe a certain person in a certain place is doing a certain thing.
Right.
I know she wasn't a victim, but as a 16-year-old girl, with all that being said, and all you know, with a 40-year-old man who guns is out and all this other shit, that's what you.
She's still a victim.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't give a fuck if he wasn't even going to reach for a gun or whatever. I wasn't there. It didn't
matter what he
was doing. If she felt her vibes...
She was 16.
She was 16. She was a kid.
He was 43. And told her about gun... Even if he didn't.
No, he's 16. Paying for pussy at that point.
Right.
Like,
she's,
you know what I'm
16,
saying? Like,
he's 43. That's... Don't even matter about anything else in the whole conversation.
It's over.
Nothing matters.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and
whatever she did...
And that's why I'm saying, like, even at the time, if this happened... And now she serves 12 years of her life for it. I think now it's like, all right. Let her go.
That's enough.
Like,
that's crazy.
That's a good thing about the internet, that it brought that shit back up. Like, hold on now.
Yeah.
We've been sitting on this for a while. This is fucked up. Because when I saw it, and then I think we like, not knowing anything, you think it's 4 years ago, 5 years ago. We see it's been, I'm like, whoa, this shit happened in 2004. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you kidding me?
Crazy, right?
14 years ago? Yeah, are you kidding me?
And she's not throwing a fit about getting out. She just...
See, that's actually the reason where you I think you see the truth of it, is she just accepts it, like... This is what happened. And it's like, damn, like, I don't even...
Like,
you really don't get it. Like, she's
like she just thinks that's the way her life is.
Yeah, she at that. Yeah, to see
thinks life is bad.
To see a 19-year-old kid embrace it, defeated. Like, yeah, this is what, on the phone at home. Like,
she don't want to be pretty.
She cut her hair. Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. She looked at the mirror one day in jail. I was like, I don't want to be pretty much. There's nothing but problems. Like, you can't. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think, and I don't even necessarily have a solution. I can't say, like, let her out. Like, just, I think you let her out with help. Like, I think it should be done.
She definitely needs help.
The right way. You know what I'm saying? You can't just, right. Like, what do you do with a person, 31-year-old? I do not have the answer. Right. I do not have the answer to that. But I know that jail probably is not going to make, jail's not going to help. No. I can tell you jail's not the answer. You know what I'm saying? And not at this point. Not in 2019, 2018.
No.
But yeah, I'm glad we touched on that. I was gonna save that for 71, but it is good to
just talk about it.
Right. Like I actually.
And we actually watched the documentary fast.
Right. And I feel better. Like, I feel like something has to be done. Like, I feel like I made it. You not think about it, but you feel for a person, and now you kind of know the answer, the next step,
right?
If that makes any sense. And this is just a wild thing, but like, I don't know how I feel about the internet dictating shit sometimes, but shit like that, I'm not even saying it should happen in a week.
Yeah. But
I think like, all right, I don't want to have to wait 3 years. Like, I don't want it to be like, well, the system's a system. Like, no, shit like this
should get some speed behind it.
Yeah, I think it should get some speed behind it, because...
And some help. Like, like, I think more lawyers should be as smart as that, intelligent as the guy on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Do you remember his name?
I'm going to get his name now.
See,
that's another fucked up thing about the world.
But he's a comedian because he couldn't deal with being in law because it's so fucked up.
Yeah.
And he's so fucking, like, he's the type of person that you want to be your lawyer.
100%. 100%.
Like
Mike Schmidt, his name is, defense attorney. And he was talking about just... I can't even explain it. Like, I'll put it in the show notes because it was just... The things you want your lawyer to ask that you never would have thought of is like,
the way that you are raised, thinking this just turned into a different episode.
I'm rolling. I'm fucking rolling.
But like the way that I perceived the court system growing up is completely different from how it actually is. Like, you grow up thinking like, well, jail and court and, you know, like, it's gonna keep everything in line.
Order.
Right.
You grow
you grow up having
the three branches.
Yeah.
You know, like executive, judicial.
Yeah. Not, you know, like, even like growing up thinking, I mean, it's probably different being that you're black, but like, I grew up thinking, like, cops, though, you know, like, I grew up respecting them until I got old enough to drive, and, you know, they were pulling me over because my car was tinted out, and, you know, like, and they would, like, we smelled marijuana, and I'm like, what? And it wasn't even, like, there was none, you know, It wasn't, like, I was like, what are you talking about? And they gave me a ticket for, a tag light being
just something, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, see, me, that shit happens early. I know that at 14. Like, damn, well, I'm just walking, bro. Like, I ain't even fucking with nobody. So I know that very early.
But that's how my brain, like, it's taken a lot of seeing a lot of different things to realize that, like, that's not how it actually is. But that lawyer, he was doing things, and I was like, that's exactly how, you know, I thought that it was.
That's what you think. Like, that's
what you think. Yeah. But it's not that way.
Well, yeah, I can't even blame the textbooks. You blame like liar. You see movies or whatever, fucking Legally Blonde or whatever the fuck you watch, and you're like, all right, like,
right, get him.
Yeah, like, god damn it, My Cousin Vinny, like, pay it off, like, God, finally. No, like, that shit is a phenomenon. Like, that's like
detective work. Like, you know, I mean, not to say that like some detective, but like the detectives, and we always come back to Stephen Avery case now. But like the Stephen Avery case, like they were planning shit. Like, that is like it
comes down to people. It comes down to we trusted a person with this. Right. We know how people can get. Like,
and now it's just out of fucking control. It's out of control. But like this. It's just out of control.
And I see, that's the thing, like...
But I like that there's... Sorry.
No, but...
There's, like, attention being drawn to
it right.
Which is good. Exactly. Like, the internet makes...
It'll fucking pay off, like, with that.
Like, everybody can talk about everything, you know? Like, so it makes things get more, like, publicity and stuff.
Sure.
The good things.
The good kind of waking people up, and that's also good... that people are on the same page. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I say I don't want to wait 3 years.
Right.
We don't have to wait 3 years for certain things. Like, shit like this.
It should speed up.
Yeah, like, it should be like, let's use our sense today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a person's life.
Let's do something to fix the whole fucking system.
The
whole system.
I don't... Now, this is another episode. But, like... I don't know. I feel like we need a blackout for like 6 days. I think because I know I joke about this like once a week.
It's a little less frequent lately.
But like, that's the only we've come too far.
Yeah.
Because it's shit like this where I see like with something you know the answer to, like, even if knowing what we know about certain things is like, Oh, you get
Right.
pulled over and you didn't really do, and you're like, this is really how it is.
Right.
Right. So when things don't happen in a certain speed, the only thing in my brain is like a reset. Like, fuck what you know. Let's not use last week. What happened? Like, let's start fresh. And I really seriously think that a fucking blackout. It's like no Wi-Fi. You got to talk to your girl. You got to talk to your guy. You got to drive over to your parents' house and really not know for 20 minutes and feel as you got to be human again. We spend too much time fucking everywhere else. I think
we're all over the place.
We're all over the place.
Always.
We gotta be around humans, and only the humans you see, and you gotta go walk outside and you see a neighbor.
Socialize.
You're happy, like someone knocks on your door and you're like, a person. Like you gotta get back to that. You gotta walk outside and see your neighbor. Like, you guys good? Like, we're out of water. Like, yo, I got extra. Like, I think you need that. Like, you good?
Yeah,
We're good.
no, that's why.
Like, cool.
Like, when there are like devastating natural disasters and stuff, like, it brings communities together because it's kind of like a blackout. So maybe that's the universe's way to like.
I don't want a flood to come out this motherfucker, but like,
we get blizzards, like blizzards.
Yeah, right.
Like
yeah, that's what we need. We need a motherfucking nationwide blizzard for 6 days. Everybody shut down. Well, I got a generator, so I'm straight. Like,
stay warm.
Get the bread and the milk. We need a. It'll help. Maybe this winter, the universe has it. It'll happen. Let's black out now.
Okay.
Good job today.
Thanks.
You
I didn't lose it. I didn't forget anything.
No,
I'm saying
you took us to you landed us. Beautiful people, thank you for subscribing. At the real Mrs. McCrimmon on Instagram. King Bo Christ on Instagram. Ciao for now. Have a day you deserve.
See you next time.